Billy. The levels of the Great Lakes have gone through cycles of highs and lows. Actually, in the first decade of the 21st century, it saw some of the lowest water levels to date. And they said if those low waters persisted until 2050, the adverse effects on the economy could reach $18.82 billion.
Oh, wow! So you've clearly been around for a while. Have they always been this low?
Well, you see here, child, the water levels follow a cyclical pattern. Starting back when I was born in the 1870s, the lakes were very high. And also in the early 1950s, early 1970s, mid-1980s, and mid-1990s. Low cycles happened in the late 1920s. Those were the days. Mid-1930s, mid-1950s, and the late 1990s. But fortunately, recently, as of 3 years ago, the water levels have been rising at an impressive rate, faster than ever predicted. However, things can change relatively quickly without a clear prediction.
This is interesting. I think I'll go watch a news special on this issue. The Great Lakes news special is almost done!
Hello, and welcome to the News for 9 on Channel 9 at 9.
Today, we are going to dive into the 5 Great Lakes. And depending on the water levels, you might want to bring a life jacket.
Now, how about we recap the 5 Great Lakes? Hit it, boys!
5 Great Lakes, 5 Great Lakes. Do you know the 5 Great Lakes? Huron, Michigan, Superior, Ontario, and Erie.
The Great Lakes, as the largest system of fresh water in the world, are a valuable and unique resource. While a number of factors contribute to the fluctuations in lake levels, research suggests that the main cause of the 15-year drought was El Nino, an ocean current that brought about warmer water and greater evaporation rates.
Humans can also control water levels through the use of water withdrawals and the practice of dredging. Dredging is the removal of rock, sand, gravel, and mud and clay from the bottom of waterways to create or maintain sufficient depth for navigation or other purposes.
There are also natural factors that cause lake levels to change. Hydraulic, for example, is water inflow, precipitation, runoff, and water from streams and groundwater, minus water outflow, evaporation, and water flowing out of the system equals a change in lake water levels.
Climate also acts as a huge factor, especially winters. A hard winter with above normal snowfall and bitter cold temperatures, creating vast ice cover, will cause lake levels to rise, whereas mild winters with higher temperatures and subsequently less ice cover and more evaporation will decrease lake levels. However, humans can be contributors to climate change because our CO2 emissions cause global warming.
Yes, in fact, there has been a significant decrease in ice cover in the Great Lakes. Overall, the Great Lakes have lost 71% of their ice cover since 1973. The loss of ice is due to increasing air and water temperatures.
Now, let's take a look at last night's coverage of the debate between Dr. Low-Level Lisa and High H2O Harry.
They will be arguing what is better, high lake levels or low lake levels.
Not that the levels of the lakes have been increasing. It's great news for lakefront property owners who struggle with useless high and dry docks.
Yes, it may be good for the homeowners, but who cares if you have to walk a few extra feet to the water?
Low levels cause community marinas to pay expensive dredging, which can also cause sensitivity to plant and animal conditions.
Dredging is required to construct and maintain other important facilities, such as water supply intakes, bridges, and utility crossings for the remediation of contaminated sediments.
Deeper lakes also allow heavier loads for Great Lakes freighters and the minerals and other products they move, and low levels can negatively impact industries like commercial shipping, hydraulic power generation, and recreational boating and fishing.
The fishers will live, they can find a new hobby, and the lakes fluctuate so frequently that the shipping industry can wait it out, or they could always dredge the waters.
But it hurts the economy, Lisa. Did you know that for every inch of inch of immersion a freighter loses to low water, it must forego 270 tons of cargo? That's ridiculous.
Well, did you know that your high waters can create environmental issues too? That's right, high levels contribute to significant erosion that threatens local beaches and can damage other shoreline properties as well.
Oh, pish. Cry me a river.
I'd rather not. It increased the levels.
Thank you for tuning in to our water level news special on News for Nye at Channel 9 at 9. I really hope we were able to reel you guys in, but if not, don't be shellfish and let me know so we can hook you guys with our lines next time.
Wow, they sure did reel me in. I'm so hooked that I'm gonna do some research. Wow, Lake Superior is 1 inch higher than it was a month ago. Lakes Michigan, Huron, Erie, and Ontario are in the midst of their seasonal rise and are 7 to 8 inches above what they were a month ago. And as of a year ago, Lakes Michigan, Huron, and Erie are 10 to 15 inches higher, and Lakes Ontario is 20 inches higher. But wait, all of these lakes are forecasted to rise 2 to 4 inches over the next 30 days. Wow! Well, I wonder what has been done to help in the efforts of lake levels. Oh, it says here that as one of the first groups in the region to work on climate change adaptation, NWF, National Wildlife Federation, is taking the lead to assess vulnerability, create policies, and design climate-smart restoration and conservation projects that protect wildlife in the Great Lakes from climate change. What can you do? Spread the word. Be conscious of how much water you are using and how much CO2 you are emitting. It's hard to completely reverse global warming, but even the slightest change can help.